Hi everybody, I'm just going to do a short video today because I'm kind of tired, so I just wanted to share something with you about one of the impacts or effects that came out of my hospital stay. After probably three days being in the hospital, I started getting lower back pain. I thought it was because the beds were uncomfortable and also because I'm so used to moving around all the time, both from a training point of view but also just generally I'm quite an active person even when I'm not training, and because I was spending a lot of time in bed I was getting this backache across this area here. So when I got home, you know, I had stitch pain here and then backache at the back. So I had to do things like when I was sitting on the couch, I needed to sit really straight with pillow support here. I could only do it for so long. There were times, I think there might have even been a picture in my montage, one of my montage galleries of me lying on the floor on a yoga mat on a sheepskin rug, just trying to straighten my back out and give it a harder surface. Obviously I was sleeping in my own bed, which we've got a really good mattress because you spend a third of your life on it, so that's a good investment. But I also made some time to go out and see my osteopath, Gavin Routledge, who runs Active X Backs in Edinburgh, just between Haymarket and Princess Street at Coates Terrace. So I had a quick chat with Gavin before I went just to explain what happened and give him an update, and asked him if he could kind of just give my spine and skeletal system a bit of an audit after being in hospital and having had surgery. So when I went in to see Gavin for a couple of sessions, he treated my lower back pain and was teaching me a little bit about the body systems and stuff. So I thought I would share one of the things that I thought was pretty cool. So you got something in your body called fascia, which is, it's kind of like a really thin skin that goes, it's in compartments and it keeps your organs in place, and all your muscles are wrapped with fascia, and even parts of your nervous system, like your nerves, have a kind of fascia that surrounds it. So it's kind of like cling film. And what Gavin was saying was, when I had my bowel surgery, they obviously took out about 40 centimetres worth of my bowel. And when they make the incision and they cut through to get access to your bowel, they have to cut through the fascia. And then once they've done all their work, they sew the fascia back up. And actually I've got a knot that I can feel underneath my skin. That's the knot where they've sewn up the fascia and tied it up. So what Gavin was saying was, the fascia that you have, it keeps all your organs in, and it wraps round and it attaches to your spine at the back. And if you've had a change in organ shape or size, sometimes the fascia can be overstretched, or you know, it's a little bit loose, and it can kind of cause like a pulling on the spinal column and all this area around here, or depending on which organ or muscles have been impacted. So yeah, I just thought it was interesting that, you know, my bowel, although it was here, it's wrapped with fascia that's wrapped round and attached to my spine, and that may have had an impact on some of the aches and pains that I had coming out of the hospital. So you know, it was just a little reminder, if you didn't already know, that your body's, you know, sometimes the site of pain isn't actually where the root cause of it's coming from, and your body is a holistic system, and sometimes you need to look a little bit wider to find out, you know, what the cause is and what's going on, which is also part of my journey and exploration just now about why I think I've ended up having bowel cancer, because all the normal risk factors like smoking like a lum, drinking like a fish, eating like a pig, and or not exercising like a lazy bass. Obviously I don't fall into any of those categories. But there's a reason why I got it, and I have been in touch with the genetics team who've taken my blood and my mum and dad's blood. So we're waiting to find out if I have a genetic predisposition. I'm expecting the answer to be no, because the number of people that they actually find that have that's very low. So if that ends up being no, then, you know, it still leaves me with a question mark about why did I end up with it at this point in my life. And I'm making some explorations at the moment in terms of some theories, and I'll never know the true answer, but I think there's some things that I want to explore that will hopefully mean if I change them, then something like this won't happen again. So yeah, your body's a holistic system. Look after it physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even if it is physical, sometimes the site of where you get pain might not actually be where the problem is. And if you need a good osteo in Edinburgh, Gavin's your top man for it. Speak to you later.